the Thrival Guide. So what does all this collaboration actually look like? How are we going to be putting it together? I'd like to hand this off to Elise to walk us through the start of what will become the Thrival Guide.
Thanks, Drew. I know at IID, we're so grateful for all the work that Hotel California has done to make sure that all your work is open source and collaborative and a living, breathing document. The Duxel structure was so beautiful on our camp last year, and it's been part of the reason what we're trying to do with the compost program to make sure that more camps can get involved and can implement the program. We can learn from it. It's also the inspiration for why we're doing this Thrival Guide. I'm super excited to share with you guys this document. If someone can screen share maybe that beta version. But basically, I know we have some murmurings about what this document is. We can share the beta version, which is just living in a Word document right now in Google Docs. But essentially, we're trying to create a living, breathing document that can really tap into the spirit of collaboration and participation. We have had amazing brainstorms over Miro and over Slack, and we just want a place to kind of consolidate the information in a little bit more structured way so everyone can feel a little bit more organized. So right now we have it kind of in 3 sections. Obviously the overview section where we're going to have the community values outlined, some guidelines for how to interact with this platform. And the next section is on brainstorming. So we have like 7 categories right now. So 1, what are some things about Burning Man generally that we want to work on? And then we have each of the infrastructure topics of power, shelter, waste, food, and water. And then, of course, a section just on miscellaneous. We want to, after this, I know, Charles, you mentioned you could help support, and if anyone else wants to help kind of figure out a way to best organize information, consolidate it together, we're going to try to organize in a Google Doc, make it collaborative for everybody. Eventually, it'd be great to transition to information to be somewhere digital, like a website or a better collaboration tool. And then the last section is community. So we would love a place for people we'll have the WhatsApp group and Slack channels, of course, in the Facebook group. But if people want to add their names and kind of like just put descriptions on what they can contribute or what they would love to offer, that would be awesome. We can have like a space for projects on certain initiatives you want to work on or collaborate with, and the last section is on resources. So if you have any great nonprofits or research papers or just interesting articles that you want to share with the rest of the group, encourage you to add them there. This is going to be something that we would love to be like a takeaway or call to action after the summit, just to make sure that, you know, we have a landing page for all the great things we talked about and start working and tinkering on it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Elise, and for putting this together and sort of getting us started on sharing these out. You know, the Thrival Guide as an index for all of the projects and works that everyone is doing is going to be, I think, one of the key things that helps us connect sort of this work. We're all doing this in parallel or have been doing this for a long time. Let's try and, you know, begin to gather it together so that we can improve on it ourselves, but also share it out to the rest of the playa and have this be a really impactful resource. It's going to evolve. There's a channel on Slack called Thrival-Guide. If you want to hop in, talk more about it. If you're interested in volunteering, if you have great ideas for how we can host it in more of a wiki format or anything like that, please feel free to hop into Slack.